I'd love to invite you to join me on the monthly live stream healing sessions. I'm often asked what happens in a healing session, so I thought I would just briefly share. When I'm working in the capacity of a healing session, there's a soul container that is opened, and I am seeing people in the live stream, both in their conscious mind, who they think they are, how they relate to themselves, and I'm seeing their soul in a soul classroom with everyone who's participating, and everyone is surrounded by a group of guides individually supporting that particular person. The soul classroom and the healing container is a large energetic container that's a co-creation of all the masters, devas, each individual participating, myself, the earth, all these multiple layers of consciousness are all co-creating this cohesive healing container. And in the session, there's healing that is happening on multiple layers at the same time. So if we're in dialogue, because you've emailed in a question and I'm responding specifically to you, then there's a direct exchange of what's happening for you in relation to the response, the energetic response, and the specific details. So there are levels of human familiar exchanges that happen in healing sessions. In the soul level, there's a whole range of deeply receiving the higher frequencies of consciousness to support your healing on multiple levels. That can be through karma, DNA, conditioning, ancestry, current lifetime challenges. There also can be an aspect of teaching that's going on in the soul classroom where you're actively learning how to facilitate the healing and evolution for yourself in your own path. When I'm looking at an individual or the collective, I'm seeing the relationship between your physical body, your thoughts, your emotions, your experiences in this lifetime, your karma, your DNA, and many other layers of your being. And I'm seeing all of those woven together inseparably. And so in the healing session, all of these levels are being addressed. And in the simplest terms, what's happening is that there's a healing party going on, a large collaboration of multiple beings of mastery, brilliance, unconditional love, and support. And that in this collaboration, there's an amplification of your true nature. There's an amplification of the truth of who you are, both as the singular existence of the totality, the absolute, and also an amplification of the uniqueness of your flavor, of your frequency. We're this living paradox of being the absolute totality, absolutely everything, and at the same time being a unique expression of that totality. And when we're resting in our true nature, there's a resting with the fullness of all of this. There's a resting with the uniqueness of your particular being. And there's also a resting in the cessation or the collapsing back into non-existence, into the primordial truth of your nature. And so these healing sessions amplify or bring to attention these aspects, and it's that deep truth of being that elicits the healing. And so even though in these healing sessions there is a tremendous amount of support that's coming through, the support is all to support you coming into full awakeness, for you to dissolve the conditioning and the storylines and the illusions that seem to block you from the deeper truth of what you are. And so in these sessions, that's the goal, is to support that. So even though there's a lot of support that comes in to help you in that process to shift the DNA, shift the karma, transform the conditioning, relieve levels of suffering. Even though all of that is part of the session, you are completely, how do I even say this, right? This is where language breaks down, where you are the totality and you are the uniqueness. And so the sessions do support and help the dissolving and the returning to that experiential recognition of the truth of what you are. And the teaching that comes in on the soul level is to support you. Remember how to do that for yourself, to aid your evolution in your own path of continuing to awaken and come into the recognition of the absolute brilliance that you already are. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you so much for listening. Namaste.